Batting fifth, first baseman C.J. Cron. Hitting sixth in right field, Cole Calhoun. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Andrelton Simmons. Hitting eighth and doing the catching, Carlos Perez. And batting ninth, second baseman, Johnny Giavotella. On the mound with a 6-4 record last season at 3.49 ERA, left-hander Andrew Heaney. Now for the first pitch and the play-by-play, here's my partner, Terry Smith.
Thank you very much, Mark Langston, and we are just about set and ready to go here at the Big A. Andrew Heaney is loosening up with his battery mate tonight, Carlos Perez. The umpires for tonight's ball game, calling balls and strikes, Angel Hernandez. First base umpire, Lance Barksdale. Second base umpire, Will Little. And the crew chief is Ted Barrett. He will be the umpire at third base. Dimensions at the Big A. 330 down the lines. It goes 396 to center. Out in left center field, 390. And out by the out-of-town scoreboard in right center, 385. Andrew Heaney, who went 6-4 a year ago in 18 starts with the Angels. 3.49 ERA, will be on the hill. The Angels have changed up the uniforms a little bit tonight, going with the white tops and bottoms, had on the red tops last night. And for the Cubs, they have the same look, the blue tops, the gray pants, as we get ready for baseball here on this Tuesday. Around the infield, the Angels look like this defensively. At first base, C.J. Cron. Second baseman, Johnny Giavotella. Third baseman is Yunel Escobar. The shortstop is Andrelton Simmons. Left fielder, Craig Gentry. Center fielder, Mike Trout. Right fielder, Cole Calhoun. Carlos Perez is behind the plate. The DH is Albert Pujols, and the 24-year-old left-hander Andrew Heaney is on the mound, and he will face the Cubs leadoff man, Dexter Fowler, a switch hitter batting right. We're ready for baseball. Here's the first pitch tonight, and it's a first pitch fastball called strike. We're underway. The count 0-1. A very pleasant 73 degrees at game time. Here's the next pitch. In there, another fastball, another called strike. It's 0-2. Fowler had a 3-hit night in last night's ball game. He went 3 for 4, and here's the next pitch. It's a fastball a little bit high.
Yeah, 3 for 4, 3 runs scored in that leadoff spot. That's exactly what you're looking for, and he got those Cubs up and running last night.
Here's the next pitch, and he was jammed on that fastball, 93, and fouls it off. So the first 4 pitches, all fastballs from Heaney. Hayward waiting on deck. 1-2 pitch, and he fooled him right there. Stayed away from the fastball, struck him out swinging, one away.
Andrew Heaney way ahead in the count, 1-2, expands it with a good hard breaking ball down in the dirt and gets Fowler to chase, and he set that up with a couple of good fastballs on the inside part of the plate. Once you establish that, and it's 93, 94 miles an hour, boy, you're going to get some guys to swing and miss. That was a well-located breaking ball.
So here's Hayward. He went 1 for 5 in the opener last night. Left-handed batter and the pitch, and that one is inside this Cubs lineup. Looks like 2 left-handed hitters in their lineup tonight. A couple switch hitters in there who will bat right-handed against Heaney. Here's the 1-0 on Hayward, and that's right down the heart of the plate for a called strike.
Yeah, Jason Hayward, pretty good .272 average against lefties last season.
Here's the 1-1. And that's in there. Another fastball called strike. This copyrighted broadcast presented by Authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of tonight's game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of Angels Baseball. There's a fastball that just missed a little bit low and away. And it's 2-2 on Hayward.
Boy, good pitch. Once again, ahead in the count. Expands the zone just off that outside corner.
The 2-2. Chopped on the right side. Angels have a shift there, and the throw will be in time over to first base. So that time it was Escobar playing part of the 3-man right side infield. So that'll go down as a 5-3 ground out.
And that's the shift that we've seen from the Angels all spring. Escobar would be the tip of the point of the triangle. They call it the triangle there on the right side when you got Escobar playing out on that outfield grass. And tonight they leave Andrelton Simmons at home.
So the Angels go about a little bit differently last night.
And Mike Scioscia was asked about that earlier today, and he said, hey, we got some different looks that we will use throughout the season.
There's a cut and a miss at a 1-0 pitch by Chris Bryant, the Cubs third baseman. It's 1-1. Anthony Rizzo waiting on deck, and the next pitch, that one is low and inside.
And the Angels, with their defensive shifts in last night's game, just were out of sort. I mean, they're going by the numbers, but it just seems like the Cubs were able to execute and beat the shift all night long.
There's a lazy fly ball lifted to right field. Routine play for Cole Calhoun. He'll squeeze it, and Heaney sets him down cleanly here in the top of the first.
It's America's best warranty. Claim based on total package of warranty program. See dealer for limited warranty details. Lease excludes tax, title, and license. Call 877-247-1669 for offer details.
I'm Bomani Jones, and you're listening to Angels Baseball on Angels Radio, AM 830.
John Lester has completed his warm-up tosses. Lester, a winner of 127 games in his big league career. Lifetime ERA 3.55. Last time that he pitched in a regular season game at the Big A, you have to go back, back to the 2014 season. So he is set to go and ready to face Escobar, the Angel leadoff man. First pitch. That one missed a little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Lester, a 3-time All-Star. Here's his next delivery. Chopped foul over by the Angels on deck circle. So the count level, it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Gentry and Trout to follow. Just underway, bottom of the first inning, no score. And here's the 1-1 pitch. That's bounced over the mound, but out near second, scooping it up is Zobrist, and he will throw out Escobar for the first out.
Well, John Lester, much like Andrew Heaney, likes to work down in that strike zone. John Lester is another pitcher in the Cub rotation that really loves the cut fastball. In fact, a little over 26% of his pitches last year was the cutter. Was the most by any left-handed pitcher. And he can work it on both sides of the plate. He'll use that backdoor cutter, and then he tries to get it in on the right-handers on the inner half of the plate.
Craig Gentry is the batter. Showed signs of bunting and ended up looking at that pitch, and it's in there for strike 1. Gentry came in late in last night's game and was 0 for 1. Here he chops one on the left side. It'll be fielded there by Russell. The shortstop's throw will just nip Gentry at first base. That was pretty close. Second out, 6-3 on the ground out, and here's Trout.
Yeah, nice play by Russell right here. Once it gets by Chris Bryant, the third baseman, you think he's got a shot. Gentry runs well, and Addison Russell does a nice job of not only getting to it quickly, but getting rid of it quickly and throwing a strike over to Rizzo.
Trout was hitless in last night's opener. He went 0 for 4.
Yeah, broke his streak of home runs the last 2 opening days and his first at-bat.
Here's the pitch on Mike. He lifts this one in the air in the right field, and coming in and making the grab on it is Hitton, and Anthony Rizzo leads it off for the Cubs. Both starters retired 3 in a row in the first inning. Rizzo had a hit and a run batted in last night in the opener. Left-handed batter takes that fastball. It's in there for strike 1. And now, not sure if something's wrong with Heaney.
This is not good. He's calling Adam Nevela, Mike Scioscia, Charlie Nagy. They are all out on the field talking with him. And after he threw that last pitch, he immediately was waving for some help.
Watching a replay of it, and he is going to leave the game.
And that's not good, boy. Looking at the replay, it didn't look like it was anything from the lower half. He didn't twist his foot, or maybe he's not done. Maybe he's going to get some.
Well, at first I was thinking maybe it was a blister, but I mean, he hadn't thrown that many pitches. Of course, he did warm up.
A lot of times it could be that maybe there's something in his cleats, and there's a device behind the mound that you can kind of wipe your cleats off. And
the home plate umpire, Angel Hernandez, has gone in the Angels dugout. So right now it doesn't look like the Angels are going to be forced to make a pitching change here. And whatever the issue is with Heaney, and now they're checking his eyes. I don't know if it could be.
Maybe he's got something in his eye.
Yeah.
It just, that is the scariest thing when you watch and a guy throws a pitch and you don't really see anything dramatic, and he immediately waves for some help from the dugout. Boy, that Mike Scioscia, Adam Nevela, and Charlie Nagy couldn't get to the mound fast enough to see what was going on. And it looks like they're looking at his eyes right now. That maybe he has something in his eyes that they're trying to flush out.
So the umpires are not forcing the Angels to take Heaney out, or
now it looks like it could be a bloody nose.
All right.
Yeah, they're working with his nose right now, so maybe that's.
Well, we've kind of touched on everything: a blister, eye, and now nose.
Well,
so.
at first thing, that scares you. You think elbow. We've seen that in the past too many times with. Yeah, it's a bloody nose.
Yeah, you could see some drops on his uniform.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's where you need the eye, ears, and nose specialists, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's.
And that's up. Adam Neville is the guy right there, the Angels' head athletic trainer, who's attending to Andrew Heaney. It's a bloody nose, I guess.
Yeah, there are so many things going through my mind, and this is the best case scenario that you could come up with, just a little bloody nose. And
you know who used to have that problem from time to time with the Angels a few years ago?
Urban Santana.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
exactly right.
And they would.
He has pitched with.
Yeah, stick a cotton ball or two
Yeah,
in his nostril.
And I think they're probably going to do that here with Andrew Heaney. I'm not sure if this has been a problem from him in the past. Yeah, he's definitely got something. And you're right, home plate umpire Angel Hernandez was standing right next to him the entire time. So, boy, I can breathe now, Terry.
Yeah.
I was real concerned.
He might not be able to breathe, but we can breathe a little easier. Right. He has that, his left nostril plugged up with some cotton. But, yeah, that's about the best possible outcome to the issue.
For sure. Yeah, that is the scariest thing when you see a guy throw a pitch. And, again, you don't see anything that's drastic to where you could see that either it's a leg problem or usually the glove signaling somebody to come out is never a good sign. You really think it's an arm issue, and, boy, it's just a bloody nose. Yeah, play on.
So they let Heaney take a few extra warm-up tosses. Fans, don't forget MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you have come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. And showing signs of bunting is Rizzo, which is interesting in itself. He's their cleanup man. He ends up taking that pitch. 1-1 to count.
Yeah, big shift on Rizzo, and Andrelton Simmons is the only one left on that left side, and he is not playing anywhere close.
Next pitch, that's a fastball that missed outside. So Heaney has worked the count to 2-1. He's missed on the first two after getting that nose patched up. And here's the next pitch. Fly ball lifted to left field. Toward the line is Gentry as a play. He'll make the catch medium left in fair territory. That's the first out.
And you got to love to see that. That's, again, as you mentioned, number 4 hitter Rizzo trying to bunt because of the shift that they put on him. And at some point, you would think hitters are going to start trying to figure out how to beat the shift, and you got to think opposite direction. If they're going to shift on you, you've got to lay some bunts down or really try to hit the ball and beat the shift. And until you do that, you're playing right into the opponent's hands.
There's a pitch a little bit outside on Zobrist for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Moves Zobrist to the 5 hole tonight. He was batting 3rd in the opener last night. He takes that one for a strike. 1-1 the count.
Zobrist, a .329 hitter from the right side.
Here comes the next pitch. He fouls one back upstairs just above us and out of play to the view level. One ball, 2 strikes. And the next pitch. That's lined into left center field. That's going to fall in for a hit. Trout cuts it off. Zobrist thought about to, puts on the brakes after he rounds first base, and he's there with the game's first hit, and that is a 1-out single.
Well, this is a good pitch from Andrew Heaney. It is in on the hands of Zobrist, but Zobrist pulls his hands in and is able to get decent wood on this. It's not on the barrel, and he splits the gap perfectly. Mike Trout, a great job of getting to it, cutting it off. And the scouting report on Andrelton Simmons is just get him the ball as quickly as you can, because he turned and looked. If Zobrist was too far off first base, he was ready to fire to first base.
So here is Soler, and he has the whole right side pretty much wide open, as Giovitello, the second baseman, is playing a couple steps to the third base side of second. So you have 3 infielders on the left side. Crone is pretty tight to the bag at first, so you almost have 90 feet of daylight on that right side with this shift on. Here's the pitch, and that's waved at and missed off speed, fooled him. 1-1 to count. Fans, don't forget Experian. Let's get serious about your credit. Go to Experian.com today. Counts a ball and a strike, no score, second inning. Here's the pitch. Lifted foul, right side. That's going to push back and out of play, back to the view level. Now with 2 strikes on Soler, Giovitello will move back to the right side of the infield. The 1-2 delivery, and that one bounced in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Nice job of blocking this ball by Carlos Perez. We saw it all night last night. What a nice job he did back there, keeping the ball in front of him. This is a breaking ball that hits the dirt. Perez smothers it, and it rolls literally right in front of him.
Two and two the count. Here's the next delivery, and there's a swing and a miss. He got him, struck him out. Second strikeout for Heaney.
Nice job, Andrew Heaney pulls the string on a good changeup, and it's in a good spot, down and away. It's Soler to swing right through it. And that's, again, when you do enough work on the inner half of the plate, that opens that outside part of the plate up for you. So the more you can pound those right-handers in and make them conscious of that, that changeup becomes very effective on the outside part of the plate, and so does your little two-seamer.
Toss over to first, just a lob toss. Zobrist got back. Batter is the shortstop, Addison Russell. He was batting 9th last night. They have him in the 7-hole this evening. And the first pitch, fastball, foul tipped into the mid of Perez for strike one. Russell went 0 for 3 in last night's opener. The Angels bat in the bottom of the second. Ball game is scoreless. It'll be the middle third of the batting order. Pujols, Crone, and Calhoun against the Cubs left-hander John Lester. 0-1 pitch. That's outside. 1-0-1 to count. Heaney will take a little extra time with people on base. He's ready, and the 1-1. That's low and in. Fastball missed. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now Heaney is set. And he delivers. That's in there for a called strike. So Russell has the count go 2-2 on him.
And again, one of the things that makes Andrew Heaney so good is that ability to pitch right at knee height. That last breaking ball right on the outside corner, knee high.
Here's the 2-strike pitch, and just getting a piece of that one is Addison Russell. He fouls it off on the right side, backing out of play.
Well, the defensive alignment for Russell is a pull type situation. Andrelton Simmons slides over to that 5-6 hole. In that hole, Giovatello playing just about up the middle. And they are forcing Russell to really hit that ball the other way. And if that's not a strength of his, he's in trouble.
And the next delivery, and that is an off-speed pitch waved at and missed. Picking the ball up is Perez. Fires to first to complete the strikeout. And that's how the inning will end. Pair of strikeouts in the inning for Heaney. He's already had 3 in Albert's career against Lester. He's had some success against them. 5 for 12 lifetime. That's a .417 batting average. Albert was 0 for 3 in the opening night action last night, and the pitch in there called strike. 0-1 to count.
Yeah, Albert kind of struggled from an average standpoint against lefties last season. Hit only .219, but did have 11 home runs.
Here's the next pitch. That's a called strike on the outside corner. That was a breaking ball right there. Lester will throw that curveball to right-handed hitters.
Yeah, curveball comes in at 74 miles an hour.
Here's the 0-2, and that one came in low, and for a moment it looked like Albert might have got hit by that pitch, but he didn't.
Anything, I think, close to Albert's feet is going to make him look funny because he
might be a little jumpy.
He's a little edgy on that. Anything close to his feet.
And that was the right foot that he was trying to get out of the way of that pitch, and that's the foot that he had the surgery on in the offseason.
We saw in spring training Albert get hit in the foot, and
same foot.
Oh,
yeah.
And you could just feel the pain.
So the 1-2 pitch. He chops that one foul over on the left side. Fans, don't forget, every fan matters when the Angels take on the Rangers this Thursday. Game time 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive a Trout Pujols double bobblehead courtesy of Pechanga Resort and Casino while supplies last. You can visit angels.com or call 714-4ANGELS to purchase your tickets today. Here's the next delivery, and Albert waves at that pitch, and he missed it badly, struck him out.
Yeah, that's a good changeup right there by John Lester. Sails it with that good arm speed, and it's a good spot down and away and gets Albert to go after it.
So here's the first baseman, C.J. Crone. The Angels had only 3 hits last night. Crone had 1 of them, and it was a double. That was the only extra base hit the Angels had in that game last night. There's a pitch that's outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, Jake Arrieta. He was really good, and once he got that 3-0 lead, he talked to the Cub people, and they said last year when if you gave him 3 runs, that game was over. And certainly that's what happened in last night's game.
There's one foul back behind the plate.
Angels early in the game hits a couple of balls hard off him, and then after that, boy, he just locked in, and it was Angels weren't able to get anything going.
Here's the next pitch. That's a low and in. Arrieta retired 14 of the final 15 batters that he faced in that game. Went 7 innings, and he allowed just 2 hits.
And the situation, the game was basically out of hand in the 7th inning, and he could have easily finished that game. But this year they're going to take him out in games like that after 7. They have said that they are going to try to save his bullets. He's a guy that first time in his career over 200 innings last year. So those type of scenarios after 7, Joe Maddon's going to get him out of the game.
2-2, hit sharply but just foul on the third base side. So the count holding. We're in the bottom of the 2nd, no score. Lester has retired the first 4 that he's faced. Both these teams will have the day off tomorrow. The Cubs will open up a series in Phoenix against the Arizona Diamondbacks on Thursday. The Angels will resume the homestand Thursday against Texas. And the Thursday matchup, a couple left-handers, Hector Santiago for the Angels, Derek Holland will get the start in that one for the Rangers. Here's the pitch. That's popped up on the right side of foul ball. The way things look, Jared Weaver will likely be the Angels' starting pitcher here in the final game of the Texas series. That'll be the Sunday day game. Weaver had a simulated game today, and all reports were that he did a good job in that game. Here's the pitch. That's popped up on the right side. A foul ball back to the seats. Some people felt that Weaver's velocity picked up today in that sim game. So if that was the case, that's certainly good news.
Yeah, Mike Scioscia was talking about that today. He said his velocity was up in the simulated game today, and that's great news. If Jared Weaver's able to get to that 85, 86 mile an hour range, boy, then he becomes a completely different pitcher.
Here's the pitch. Crone hits one high in the air to left center field, but it's hanging up for Fowler, and the center fielder puts it away. That's the 2nd out.
And they're going to wait till tomorrow to see how he shows up tomorrow. If he's feeling good. Right. And Mike Scioscia would not commit one way or the other whether he's going to say Jared was going to start on Sunday or not. He just said if he comes out of it clean, his next time he's going to throw will be in a major league game. That's all Mike Scioscia said. So you can read into that whatever you want, whether that's going to be Sunday. And the Angels do have the luxury with the off day to just bypass that spot.
Here's the pitch, and that one on Cole Calhoun is low. 1 ball, no strikes.
You could easily have Andrew Heaney, who's pitching tonight, back on his normal day's rest Sunday.
1-0 delivery, and that's in there. Called strike on Cole Calhoun.
One thing I'm thinking is, I think every time you can get Jared Weaver to pitch here at the Big A, you take advantage of that. He's had such great numbers here.
There's a pitch in there for a strike.
He is so comfortable out on that mound here that might be part of the idea. Struggled on the road last year, but still pitched well here at the Big A.
Here's the 1-2, and that's low. Of course, if you held him back for the Oakland series, he's really had good success against the A's. But again, my hunch is that he'll pitch here on Sunday, unless something turns up tomorrow after the night off from the simulated game earlier today.
Boy, this is a good at-bat for Cole Calhoun. I don't know how he's been able to lay off the last 2 pitches. John Lester thought he got at least one of those pitches barely off that outside corner.
So the count's full, 2 outs, no one on, no score. Bottom of the second, the payoff delivery. That's waved at and missed. Struck him out. A pair of strikeouts for Lester. He's retired the first 6 batters in a row. We're headed to the 3rd inning. We're scoreless at the Big A on the Angels Baseball Radio Network. No score in the ball game. And here's the first pitch from Heaney, and that ball is hit a ton out to left field, and you can kiss it goodbye. So first ball swinging, Matt Caesar, who's in their starting lineup. He had 1 home run all season for the Cubs a year ago. Last night he came in and cleared the bases with a double, and his first time up tonight, he hits a home run on the first pitch he sees. It's 1-0 Cubs.
Oh, this is just a get-ahead fastball from Andrew Heaney. He stays up and over the heart of the plate. Caesar ready for it and hits it off the back wall by the Angels bullpen. Absolutely crushed it. And as you mentioned, only 1 home run last year, and it did come off against a lefty.
So here is the veteran backup catcher, David Ross, who's kind of the personal catcher, if you will, John Lester, and the first pitch to him in there for a strike. Ross is 39 years old. He's already announced he will retire at the end of the season. And he's a guy who has logged a lot of seasons at the major league level. Pretty much as a backup catcher. The pitch. And that one is in there. Called strike, and the count 1-2.
As you mentioned, it's been John Lester's basically his personal catcher. Has went with him from Boston to here to the Cubs.
There's a fly ball. It's hit well into center field. Trout is going back, still back, and that one bangs off the wall. Ross will get the second, and he will stop there with a ringing double. So the Cubs here to start off the 3rd inning. They are swinging the bats, and this has been from the 8 and 9 hole hitters. Runner at second, nobody out, and the leadoff man, Fowler, will bat.
And another mistake from Andrew Heaney. This is a breaking ball that stays right in the middle of the plate, and the Angels are fortunate that this is hit a little to the right of dead center and off the, basically just to the left of the out-of-town scoreboard, and hits off the wall. If that's over a little farther left, maybe 10 feet, that ball's out of here.
So here's Fowler. And here's the pitch. That breaking ball missed low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Cubs had a home run last night, but that was by Miguel Montero, who is not in the lineup this evening. And they are a home run hitting team. Here's Heaney's next pitch. That's low and inside. Top of the 3rd, it's being brought to you by your Southern California Chevy dealer, Chevrolet. More than you expect for less than you imagine. Visit SoCalChevy.com today. Here's the next pitch. This is chopped on the left side. Simmons has it. He'll have to hurry the throw, and it takes Crone off the bag. That'll be an infield single. Ross moves over to 3rd on it. Still nobody out. Runners at the corners for Hayward.
Boy, not much Andrelton Simmons could do on this. He gets to the ball, and his momentum's carrying him away from his target. Still able to get something on that throw, but Fowler runs way too well to be able to get him at first base.
So here's Hayward, who's 0 for 1 tonight. Infield at double play depth. Here's the pitch. And that one a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Dexter Fowler at first base, 20 stolen bases last year. Andrew Heaney only allowed 3 stolen bases. But I would almost suspect Fowler to be moving here at some time in this at-bat.
Heaney's given up hits to all three batters here in this inning. He had allowed only one hit in the first two innings, and now Carlos Perez, the catcher, will go out to the mound as they meet. Want to remind you, every fan matters when the Angels take on the Texas Rangers this Friday. 7:05 first pitch. Fans in attendance receive a plaid blanket. It's courtesy of St. Joseph Hoag Health while supplies last. Visit angels.com or call 714-4ANGELS to purchase your tickets today. Here's the next pitch. And that one missed. So the count's 2-0. Chris Bryant waiting on deck. Heaney taking time, now delivers. There's a ground ball on the right side. Nice diving stop by Giavotella. Goes to second for one. That'll be the only play. Coming in and scoring will be Ross on the fielder's choice. Giavotella did a good job to stop that and turn it into an out at second base. That's the first out in the inning.
Wow. And not only get the out, but get the out at second base. This is a ball that I thought he was going to go to first base with. A complete layout, dives to his left, makes a great stop, gets up, turns around, and fires a missile to Simmons and gets the aggressive out at second base. Great play by Johnny Giavotella.
So the batter now is Bryant, and he's first ball swinging. He lifts a high fly ball to left field. A few feet from the rim of the track is Gentry. He'll make the catch, tagging at first, and heading up to second with the dive into second is Hayward on that fly ball deep enough to left. So that's the second out. Anthony Rizzo will be the next batter.
Yeah, good heads-up running right there by Jason Hayward. Realized that this ball's going to stay in the ballpark. Immediately went back to first base. It tags up and gets to second base. And those are the little things that kind of go unlooked in a baseball game, taking extra bases like that. And that's one of the things Joe Madden really preaches and teaches. Being aggressive and pay attention to what's going on. And they are heads up right there.
Rizzo flied out his first time up. Takes a breaking ball there. Curveball low and away, 1-0. When the Angels bat in the bottom of the third, it'll be the bottom third of the batting order. Simmons, Perez, and Giavotella against Lester. And Lester will be working with at least a 2-run lead. Heaney bluffing a toss to second. Angels have started off the season the 11 straight innings without a run. And Lester is kind of a guy like Arrieta. You don't want to spot him an early lead. Here's the pitch. That one is a little bit low. Good block on it by Perez.
Yeah, definitely a guy that once he gets that feel for that cutter, he can start doing some things a lot like what we saw with Jake Arrieta. Maybe not the power that Jake Arrieta has, but the command, definitely.
Two balls and no strikes. Lefty-lefty matchup. The pitch. That ball's hit well into center field. Trout is going back. He is looking up. That one is gone. Dead center field off the bat of Anthony Rizzo. He hit 31 of them a year ago. He gets his first of the season. They've hit 2 homers in the inning. It's 4-0 Cubs.
Anthony Rizzo, 294 hitter against lefties, 6 home runs, and this is a no-doubter. Fastball, 2-0 fastball, sitting all over it and crushes it to dead center field. Mike Trout scales the wall, trying to do some magic like we saw last season, but unable to come close to this one. This ball is just smoked. So Angels now in a hole, down 4-0.
Zobrist is the batter, and the pitch. That one taken for ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Heaney's next delivery. And that's in there for a called strike. Here's the next pitch. It's chopped softly on the third base side. That's going to be trouble. Heaney fields, throws late to first. The ball gets away from Crone, but he scoops it up near the Cubs dugout to keep the batter Zobrist on at first base. He'll get an infield hit on that one. 8th batter in the inning will be stepping up. It'll be Soler.
Oh, this is a full swing chopper. Basically a swinging bunt down that third base line. When Zobrist first hit it, I thought that actually was fouled off his foot or something, and it was in a good spot. Even if it did, Zobrist realized that this is going to be a tough play for anybody, and Heaney gets to it and unable to get Zobrist at first.
So Charlie Nagy, the Angels pitching coach, goes out to have a word with Heaney. The Angels bullpen is quiet, although certainly there could be some movement out there shortly.
Fans, listen to the Trout Tracker with Roger Lodge during Angels on Deck, brought to you by Nexen Tire. When it comes to the best warranty protection in the business, it's Nexen Tires. Go to NexenTireUSA.com.
So the meeting wraps up. And now it is Soler against Heaney. Here's the first pitch. That one is taken low, ball 1. Heaney right now at 52 pitches here as he works in the top of the third inning. Facing his 8th batter in this inning. He's made a lot of pitches in this inning. Here's the next one. That missed outside. 2-0.
Yeah, that's his 20th pitch here in this inning, and it was the 4th inning that Garrett Richards had some command problems, walked the first 2 hitters, ended up throwing 41 pitches in that 4th inning.
Shift on the left side of the infield. 3 infielders over there. There's ball 3. That's low. It's 3-0. A 4-run inning for Chicago. They've had 5 hits in the inning, including a pair of home runs. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And taking it all the way is Soler, and that's in there for strike 1.
And once again, a big shift on Soler. Johnny Giavotella on that left side of the infield. C.J. Crone holding Zobrist on at first base. As you mentioned before, 90 feet wide open on that right side.
Here's the next pitch. Chopping that one foul is Soler on the third base side, so that'll run the count full. Perez came out from behind the plate, signaling to the Angel defenders. Now the Angel catcher back behind home plate. We'll see what happens on the next pitch. It's a full count with 2 outs. Heaney ready. There goes the runner, and the pitch fouled back to our right. Upstairs, out of play. Let's pause for stations to identify themselves here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network.
This is 2016 Angels Baseball on Angels Radio AM 830 KLAA.
Orange County, Los Angeles, and Inland Empire.
Terry Smith, Mark Langston, and Darren Chan with you. Tuesday Night Baseball. Right now, Cubs have a 4-0 lead as they bat here in the third. Andrew Heaney trying to get the final out in the inning. The pitch, that's a low line drive, and it's caught by the third baseman Escobar. Got it just above the shoe tops. That's how the inning will end, but some damage in the inning as Chicago comes up with 4.
830 KLAA.
Here we go to the bottom of the third. Angels down by 4 as Lester delivers. And Drolton Simmons, batting for the first time tonight, takes the pitch for strike 1. Lester has retired the first 6 he's faced. 2 strikeouts, and he's working with the luxury of a 4-run lead here in the third inning. There's a cut and a miss. 0-2 the count. or no breeze to speak of. 73 degrees when we got started tonight, almost an hour ago. And the pitch, it's hit softly on the ground to Zobrist, the second baseman, and he will throw out Simmons. 4-3 on the ground out. Carlos Perez, the Angels catcher, will be the next batter. And a strange ball game tonight in Tampa Bay. Was the third game of that series between Toronto and Tampa Bay. Toronto won the first two, and that game went to the top of the ninth inning. Toronto was batting. They were the visiting team, trailing 3-2. They loaded up the bases at Tropicana Field with one out. Here's the pitch on its way, and that's in there for a called strike. Edwin Encarnacion hit into what looked to be a game-ending 5-4-3 double play. Here's the pitch, and that one is a little bit low. But after they got the out at second base, the relay throw to first base was a wild throw that took the first baseman off the bag, and Toronto scored 2 runs on it on what looked to be a game-ending double play. So that gave them a 4-3 lead. The Rays protested the call, and here's the next pitch here at the Big A. It's a little shot into right center, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Bloop single for Carlos Perez, his first hit of the season. Angels' first hit tonight, and Johnny Giavitello will be the next batter. The first Angels hit of the game brought to you by 714 Tickets. If you want to make a hit on sports, concert, or theater tickets, log on to 714tickets.com. 714 Tickets, call today, go tonight. But back to that game between the Rays and the Blue Jays. So what looked to be a game-ending double play wasn't turned by Tampa Bay. Ball got away on the throw to first base. 2 runs scored. Looked like Toronto had taken a 4-3 lead in the top of the ninth inning. And then the Rays protested that play. Here's the pitch. Giavitello takes that one for a ball, saying that Jose Bautista interfered with the second baseman on his throw to first base. They challenged the call. The umpires looked at the videotape, and they upheld the challenge. Game over. 2 runs taken off the board, and Tampa Bay holds on and wins that game 3-2. There's one fouled off on the right side, backing out of play, and it was a new rule in Major League Baseball, sliding to bases on double play attempts.
Well, that's the new rule. You have to be able to grab the base. You can't slide past the base. If your momentum carries you past the second base bag, they can call you out. If you alter your path, they can call you out. So one of those two things happened, and that's the new rule that has been in play for this season.
Right. The umpire said that Jose Bautista, sliding in a second, reached his left hand up. It interfered with the Tampa defender at second base, and that's why they broke up the double play, and they upheld the challenge, and the Rays ended up winning that game. Here's the 2-1 delivery. That's a shot right up the middle off the bat of Giavitello. That's going to be another hit. So back-to-back singles here with one out. Angels have a little something going on. Yunel Escobar will be the batter. It's Giavitello's first hit of the season. And Escobar still in search of his first hit as an Angel as he steps up for the second time tonight.
Well, and this is, see if the Angels are going to put some people in motion. Again, John Lester is not good at holding runners on at all. 44 stolen bases allowed last year, even though Perez at second base doesn't run well. But Escobar is so good at putting the ball in play. Actually, didn't strike out at all in spring training. He's a guy that the Angels can use, get guys in motion, and see if Escobar can find a hole there.
So Lester said, here's the first pitch, and it's chopped softly on the right side. The flip to second is in time. Dropping the ball was Russell, the second baseman. I don't know if Mike Socia will challenge this. The umpire out there at second base, Will Little, saying that the ball was dropped as he was reaching in his glove to relay it back over to first base. We were just talking about a play at second base in that Tampa Bay-Toronto game. Mike Socia come out of the dugout. He signaled to the umpires he might challenge this call. So we'll wait and see if he elects to do so.
And another thing that they're can challenge now is it's the neighborhood play. It's you have to have your foot on the base, and whether Addison Russell's what happened in that play, it looked like a routine double play ball. Ben Zobrist could not find the handle on it and really double pumped and threw it to Addison Russell. And as Russell got it, the transfer from the glove to the hand, he bobbled it. And Mike Scioscia is not going to challenge this, but it looked like it was going to be an inning double play right there, but Angels catch a break.
So it'll be a 4-6 fielder's choice. 2 outs, runners at the corners, and Gentry is the batter. A hit would mean a run. Here's the pitch, and that one is in there for a strike. Gentry grounded out to short his first time up.
And again, the Cubs were one of the worst fielding teams in the National League last year. And that right there was a routine double play. And Ben Zobrist is a pretty solid second baseman. Just it's one of those things. He bobbled it and then unable to turn that double play.
Here's another ball hit right to him, and this time he'll throw to first base, and that's how the inning wins. So the Angels had a threat but failed to score, leaving Angels down by a score of 4-0. 4 runs, 6 hits for Chicago. No runs, 2 hits for the Angels. And there's a pitch on the outside corner. That's a called strike. The batter is Addison Russell. He was the only hitter who did not bat last inning. They sent 8 to the plate and scored 4 runs. Takes that one for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. And here's the next pitch. That's chopped right to short. Fielded by Simmons. He'll have to hurry the throw, and he gets it there in time. 1 gone.
Andrelton Simmons, boy, he's another guy that's fun to come to the ballpark and just watch. And if Angel fans get here early enough to watch him take some ground balls during BP, that's fun to watch. But during the game right there, his feet are always in a perfect spot. Fields the ball, sets his feet so quickly, and every throw to first base seems to be right there on the money.
Here's the pitch, and Matt Caesar at the plate cuts, and he misses that one for strike 1.
Caesar's last at bat got a get ahead fastball down the middle of the plate and hit it into the Angel bullpen.
Here's a bunt try. It's a line hugger that rolls foul on the third base side.
And this at bat immediately, Andrew Heaney goes change up.
So no balls, 2 strikes to count.
Well, fans, the top of the 4th inning is brought to you by Captain Morgan. Please drink responsibly.
Captain's orders.
0-2 is the count. Shift is on. 3 infielders on the left side. Here's the pitch, and that one is high. This Matt Caesar has had 2 official at-bats so far this season, and he's driven in 4 runs. He's the Cubs' leading RBI man. Here he grounds one foul on the left side.
Well, we looked at the stats. He might be the National League leading RBI guy.
He had 6 RBIs all last season with the Cubs. He's had 4 in the first 2 games of 2016. We talked about him a little bit last night. He played football and baseball at Villanova, and they won the NCAA basketball tournament on that buzzer beater last night. So it was a productive night for him across the board. The other part of the Caesar story, I guess, is our colleague Mark Gubisaw. His dad, Tony Gubisaw, Mark's dad, and his father is now deceased, but his dad used to be the pitching coach at Villanova. And Gooby today brought to the ballpark his dad's Villanova jersey. He wanted to show Mike Scioscia the jersey, and he showed me down in the Angels dugout, and that was kind of neat.
Oh, no question.
I knew his dad when I was a little boy, so
wow.
Kind of a neat thing before the game. Caesar just chased that pitch and misses it, struck him out.
Yeah, what an exciting game last night, boy.
Here's the next pitch. That's a liner out of the reach of Simmons, and Boy, David Ross, who's not known for his bat, has been up twice here tonight with a pair of hits. He hit 176 last year.
First at bat, a ringing double off the right center field wall. This one right here, again, another pitch that's elevated in the strike zone. And David Ross, being the veteran hitter, even though he's not much of a hitter, if you gave him something up in the strike zone over the middle, I don't care who you are, they're pretty good at this level.
So here's Fowler, the Cubs leadoff man. He grounds one sharply right to short. Simmons will go to second. That's all they need, just one out. Fielder's choice will end the inning, and that's it for Trout. Well, when in doubt, go with Trout. Angels need something to start happening here.
Yeah, they need to kick that door open.
It's 4-0 Cubs. They won it last night 9-0. So here's the first pitch on Mike Trout, and that one is taking a first pitch fastball called strike. Trout flied out to right. He's started off the season 0 for 5.
Yeah, Mike Trout, not a lot of success against John Lester. 2 for 12.
Here's the next pitch. It's a little pop right to the first baseman, and Rizzo will make the grab across from the bag. Easy out. And Lester's had a lot of them so far tonight. The batter will be Albert Pujols.
Yeah, good pitch by John Lester, all over the hands of Mike Trout. Jams him big time. Anthony Rizzo just got to take a couple of steps forward to make this play. As we talked about, boy, John Lester, you don't want to give him that comfortable lead. And right now he's sitting with a nice 4-0 lead. Saw Jake Arrieta turn it up on the Angels last night, and Lester's starting to find that groove.
Here's Albert Pujols chasing the first pitch, fouls it off to our right. That one's going to get back to the club level and out of play. Tonight's game, it's being brought to you by All Natural Oberto Beef Jerky with no artificial ingredients or preservatives. Oberto reminds us that you get out what you put in. No balls, one strike on Albert. Here's the pitch, and that's low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pujols struck out his first time up. Lester's had 2 strikeouts. Had over 200 a year ago, did John Lester. And the next delivery, it's hit on an easy hop to third. Bryan has plenty of time, and his throw gets Pujols for the second out. So Lester started off the game retiring the first 7 in a row, and now he has set down the last 4 in a row.
Well, John Lester in his career against the Angels, 4-4 with a 3.93 ERA in 11 career starts. But here at the Big A's, had some problems here. 2-2 is his record, but a 4.76 ERA in 5 starts. So the Angels are hoping that at some point they can start getting to work on John Lester.
C.J. Cron batting now. He chops the first one foul back behind the plate.
It looks like that cutter is really coming into plays. Really coming inside on the right-handed hitters at the moment with that cutter.
Here's the 1-strike pitch, and Cron was fooled on that one. That looked like a curveball.
And that's what happens because the hitters are so conscious of a ball on the inside part of the plate. They see a ball coming at them, and it's a curveball. The change of speed and the change of direction, it's hard to lay off of that.
So Cron's in a bad spot here. The count's 0-2.
And we talked about David Ross, the catcher, and John Lester, the relationship that they have. And it is so nice when you're the guy on the mound. You don't have to really do much thinking. He knows exactly what you like to do in every situation.
2-strike pitch. Tried to pick away outside with the fastball, missed. Calhoun would be up next. Here's the 1-2, and that is a swing and a miss. He struck him out on a breaking ball, and that will end the inning. Angels have a quiet bottom of the 4th. We're headed to the 5th inning. It's 5th inning baseball, 4-0 Cubs as we get things going in the top of the 5th. And the first pitch on Jason Hayward. He takes it for a ball. The count 1 ball, no strikes. Hayward, Bryant, and Rizzo. Angels have a right side 3-man infield shift on. And there's ball 2. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the next pitch. Boy, that ball was hit hard, but way foul down the right side. And oh man, did he ever hit that?
He did. That's somebody looking for something on the inside part of the plate. Gets it, but couldn't keep his bat head back long enough and had it too far out in front. But wow, and comes right back. Perfect pitch from Andrew Heaney. After you see somebody that quick on your fastball inside, you slow that bat down. He went breaking ball on the outside. It made Hayward look bad right there.
Yep, give him a curveball there, and now it's a 2-2 delivery. This one is lifted in the air to center field, not too deep. Trout went back, now has to come in. He's under, and he will put it away for the first out. Chris Bryant will bat. He's still looking for his first hit in the series, 0 for 2 tonight, and hitless in 5 times up so far in the series.
I remember that when I was pitching with the Montreal Expos and Barry Bonds was playing for the Pirates. I threw him a fastball in the inside part. He did the exact same thing, hit it out of the stadium foul.
Wow.
I mean, he crushed it, so I immediately went off speed as quickly as I could.
Here's one bounce behind third, a fair ball. Escobar's throw will take Crone off the bag, but he applies the tag on Bryant running to first base, and that'll be out number 2. 5-3 on the ground out. Anthony Rizzo, the next batter. He hit a 2-run homer his last time up.
Well, this is what we've seen out of Yunel Escobar at third base. Boy, he does a nice job of fielding this backhand play. Has plenty of time. And just the throw off target. And he seems to catch everything, but the throwing motion, when he comes from down below his waist, that ball's going to sink and run on him every time.
Rizzo swings at the first pitch and lines it foul past his dugout back to the seats on the first base side. They've been having a wild game in Arlington, Texas tonight, Seattle and Texas. And that was a close ball game. It was 2-2 going to the top of the 7th in Arlington. Seattle got 2 in the 7th, take a 4-2 lead. And then they scored 4 in the 8th inning. And they are starting to pull away in that ball game. They're now up 8-2 as that one is line foul. Updating that one even further in the bottom of the 8th, it's 10-2 Seattle. But in that game, the Mariners roughed up former Seattle reliever Tom Wilhelmsen. He's with Texas now. They had 4 straight extra base hits and scored 4 runs against him on just 11 pitches. And there's one waved at and missed, and down on strikes goes Rizzo. They had benches empty in that game tonight.
You can't beat baseball on the radio. AM 830 KLAA.
Cole Calhoun, the first batter up for the Angels. Bottom of the 5th, 4-0 Cubs. And first pitch low for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Calhoun struck out his first time up against Lester, who has struck out 3 in the first 4 innings. It's allowed only 2 hits, no runs. Here's the pitch. Lifted in the air down the left field side. Well hit. Caesar going back. He's out by the short wall, and he'll gather it in. Right near the 347 sign, out by the short wall and left. Calhoun hit it a long way the opposite way, but he's retired.
That's something that Cole Calhoun really worked hard on in spring training, and is going the opposite field with that ball in the outer half, and he drives Caesar right up against that short wall. But just an out.
So here's Simmons, who's still looking for his first hit as an Angel. He went 0 for 3 last night. Grounded out to second his only time up this evening. They're way in at the corners. The infielders thinking he might be bunting, and he swings and fouls that one off. The bottom of the 5th inning. It's being brought to you by Muscle Maker Grill and Fresca's Mexican Kitchen. Locations can be found in Orange County and right here at the Big A. Visit them today. Simmons taking that one for a ball. We'll check out the Dodge Out of Town scoreboard on this Tuesday in just a moment. It's brought to you by the Dodge Challenger. With an estimated 30 miles per gallon highway, this car was made for driving. Visit Dodge.com. Here's the pitch. popped in the air into right center field. Fowler is camping under in right center, and he puts it away for the second out. A couple of fly ball outs. Carlos Perez, the batter in the American League. Astros won in New York, beat the Yankees 5-3. Dallas Keuchel beat the Yankees in that one. Carlos Correa had a home run for Houston. Texas and Seattle, we mentioned that game with benches emptying out in Arlington tonight. It's 10-2 Mariners in the bottom of the 8th. Cano and Cruz, along with Seth Smith, with home runs in that game for Seattle. Robinson Cano hit a lot of home runs this spring, has already hit 2 for the Mariners in the first couple of games of the season. First pitch in there on Carlos Perez, that one misses. Oakland has a 1-0 lead, 4th inning against the White Sox. Boston beat Cleveland 6-2. Big Papi hit a home run in that ball game. David Price won his Red Sox debut with 10 strikeouts in 6 innings today in Cleveland, where it was cold. They did play today, but very cold weather in Cleveland for that delayed opener. Here's the next pitch. That one is low. Mets beat Kansas City, shut them out 2-0. Noah Syndergaard worked 6 innings, struck out 9, got the win. Neil Walker hit a home run for the Mets. They're in the bottom of the 11th, Detroit and Miami. And Detroit has an 8-7 lead going to the bottom of the 11th in South Florida. We'll check out the National League action. Here's the 2-2. And that is a called third strike, and Perez knew it. Another strikeout for Lester. That's his 4th. The National League scoreboard will down 4-0. The top of the 6th inning being brought to you by Hyundai. Imagine if you had 10 years or 100,000 miles before you were out of a car warranty. That's Hyundai. Visit your local dealer or buyhyundai.com today. First pitch on Ben Zobrist. It's in there for a strike from Heaney. The count 0-1. Andrews had one bad inning so far tonight. That was in the Cubs' 3rd when they got all 4 of the runs. Had a couple homers. Here's one chopped to short right at Simmons. And he will throw out Zobrist. He's retired for the first time tonight. So 1 pitch, 1 quick out. Jorge Soler will be the next batter. Heaney has retired the last 5 in a row. Checking the National League scoreboard for you. In 11 innings, Pirates beat the Cardinals 6-5. Giants over the Brewers 2-1. Johnny Cueto got the win for his new club, the San Francisco Giants. Colorado has a 6-2 lead against Arizona in the 5th, and the Dodgers are blanking the Padres 3-0. That's in the 4th. Here's the 0-1 on Soler. It's fouled back behind the plate. Mentioning that Dodgers score, the Dodgers blanked the Padres yesterday 15-0, and they're blanking them again tonight. There's a cut and a miss, and down on 3 pitches goes Soler. Second time he is struck out. That fastball was only 89 miles per hour, but it was elevated. So Heaney retires the first 2 quickly here in the 6th. That's 6 strikeouts for Andrew in this ball game. He hasn't walked any. And Addison Russell is the batter, and the first pitch. That one is taken for a called strike. 0-1 to count. Mentioning the strikeouts for Heaney, 6 tonight. His career high is 7. And there's one fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. When the Angels bat in the bottom of the 6th inning, Giavotella, Escobar, and Gentry. Here's the pitch on its way, and there's a cut and a miss, and another strikeout for Heaney. That ties his career high. Quick inning for him as he sets him down 1-2-3. John Lester for the second time tonight. Lester's retired the last 8 in a row. He started off the game retiring the first 7 in a row. The Angels have had only 2 hits against him, and those came back-to-back with 1 out in the 3rd inning. Giavotella has one of those hits. And the first pitch to him here is a ball. The count 1-0. Here's the next pitch. In there for a strike. Mark Langston has stepped aside for an inning or so, and nothing wrong or anything to be alarmed about. But Mark is with some of the other Angel alumni here at the ball game tonight, and they're visiting with Angels owner Artie Moreno right now. Artie inviting a lot of former Angel players to tonight's ball game, so Mark has dropped in to say hello. He'll be back shortly. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that's a little bit outside. It's now 3-1. Well, the Angels were quiet with the bats last night. Only 3 hits got shut out, and so far tonight, 2 hits and no runs. Angels have started off the season failing to score in the first 14 innings of the season. Here's Giavitella hitting one right down to third. Bryant has it, and he will throw out the Angels' second baseman. 1 away. You know, Escobar will be the next batter. Fans, don't forget, follow Angels Baseball live with MLB.com @bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com @bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet. So here is Escobar batting. He's still looking for his first hit. 0 for 2 tonight. Swings at that one and bloops it down the right side. That's a fair ball. It'll just drop in fair. Escobar better hurry. He's going for 2. Hayward has a cannon, and the throw is not in time. A hustle double there, and it was close at second base. That's Escobar's first hit as an Angel, and he really had to earn an extra base hit. He could have settled for a single there and not tested Hayward, who has one of the best arms in the game. And that throw was on the money, but, you know, found a way to avoid the tag at second base. Watching the replay on that one, and Addison Russell had the ball in time, but Escobar was able to get the hand on the bag before Russell put the tag down. He was a little bit late trying to apply the tag. So it's a double, and Gentry is the batter. Angels have a runner in scoring position for only the second time tonight against Leicester, and the pitch. That one misses on Gentry. 1 ball, no strikes. Second base umpire Will Little made a good call on that hustle double by Escobar. He was safe. No challenge by Joe Madden, the Cubs manager. There's ball 2 on Gentry. 2-0 the count. Gentry is grounded out twice, once to short, once to second. Here's the next pitch. That's chopped foul on the third base side. Angels off tomorrow. Thursday, Texas in town. Santiago against Holland. Friday night, Shoemaker against A.J. Griffin. Saturday night, Garrett Richards against Cole Hamels. And very likely Jared Weaver will pitch the day game Sunday against Martin Perez. Here's the pitch, and Gentry around to bunt, and he lays off that one. It's ball 3. 3-1 to count. Lester hasn't walked any. He's a strike thrower. He walked 47 last year, did Lester, but he threw 205 innings. So we'll see what happens on the next pitch. The count's 3 balls and 1 strike. This will be Lester's 70th pitch of the night, and it's tipped foul back behind home. John Lester's in the second year of a 6-year, $155 million deal. There's a no trade clause in that deal. under contract through the 2020 season with a vesting option for 2021. So he figures to be with the Cubs for a long time to come. The pitch, that's lined into left field. That's going to fall in for a hit. Escobar is going to be waved home. Caesar's throw will be way late. Bounces in towards the infield. That's an RBI hit for Gentry, the Angels' first run of the season. And now it's a 4-1 Cubs lead here in the bottom of the sixth. So Craig Gentry with his first hit as an Angel. And that drives in a run. See if the Angels can get some more things going here in this inning. Mike Trout will be the batter. We're going to have a visit out at the mound. The pitching coach is Chris Bosio. Back-to-back hits here. No pitching change. Fans, don't forget, every moment matters as the Angels take on the Texas Rangers this Saturday night. Game time 6:05. Make sure you stay after the game and enjoy a post-game Saturday night fireworks show presented by Wells Fargo. Get your tickets today. Just go to angels.com. Trout's looking for his first hit of the season. Lester is ready. Good size lead for Gentry. Trout takes way low and outside. First pitch fastball. Lester has given Trout trouble in his career. Mike is just 2 for 13 lifetime against John Lester. And here's the next pitch. Cut on, fouled off, right side, backing out of play. Pretty good crowd on hand tonight. We will not have a sellout, not as many as last night. We had a little over 44,000. But we should be somewhere in the high 30,000 range tonight. Counts 1-1 on Trout. Now Lester backs off the rubber. Cubs bullpen is quiet. Looks like the Angels have some action in the bullpen. Lester is ready. Long look over at first. Big lead over there for Gentry in the pitch. That's low and inside on Trout. 2-1 to count on Mike. Albert Pujols waiting on deck. Lester taking some time, delivers, and that one is low. So Trout has worked a 3-1 count. We'll see what happens on the 3-1 delivery. Here it comes, and that's in there for a strike. I thought it might have been a little bit high. Takes it, full count. The pitcher up in the Angels bullpen right now is Mike Moore, and he's been loosening up. He's just kind of watching the action from the bullpen at the moment. We'll see if he might be in to take over for Heaney when we get to the seventh. Full count here on Trout. Lester is set. He delivers, and it's chopped foul on the third base side. Gentry was on the move, but he will return back to first base. Difference in this ball game, the 4-run Cubs top of the third. (4-1) Chicago, bottom of the sixth. Lester taking a little extra time after getting that new baseball. Stepped off the rubber. Trout backed out of the box. Now the left-hander for the Cubs is ready, and again the 3-2 on Trout. He breaks his bat, hits the ball to short. One play first, and it's in time. Well, with Gentry moving, even though that ball was hit very close to second, Russell didn't have a chance to get Gentry. So he advances on what turns out to be a 6-3 ground out. That was a good pitch there by Lester. Trout cracked his bat and hit the ball pretty softly to the shortstop. So the Angels need a 2-out hit as Albert will step up. Pujols has yet to get a hit so far in this series. He has gone 0 for 5. Albert in his career hitting over 350 against Lester. The hit would likely mean a run here if Albert can come through. Here's the pitch, and he fouls that one off over by the Angels' third base dugout. After this ball game, I mentioned the two teams have a day off tomorrow, and the Angels will visit Chicago on the 9th and 10th of August. That'll be a Tuesday and Wednesday, and those will be 2 night games at Wrigley Field later this season. Here's the pitch, chopped on the third base side, a foul ball. 0-2 the count. They have had a renovation project underway now for several years at Wrigley Field, and it will continue for another year or two. Sprucing up one of the oldest ballparks in the majors, second oldest ballpark. Here's the pitch. Lazy fly ball into center field. This will be the final out as Fowler comes in, makes the grab, and the inning is over. The Angels settle for 1 run, had 2 hits, no errors, and leave a runner work in. Out on the mound for the Angels, he replaces Andrew Heaney. Heaney can't win it. At the moment, he's on the hook for a loss. That could change depending on what the Angels do the rest of the way. But Heaney, in his first start of the season, finished up strong. He retired the final 7. Overall, 6 innings. He allowed 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned, no walks. Tied a career high with 7 strikeouts and gave up a pair of home runs. Morin had a scoreless inning last night in relief. He faces Caesar, and first pitch, that's right in there for a called strike. The call to the bullpen brought to you by Farmer John. Springtime means grill time, so pick up some Farmer John beef franks from your local grocery store today. And the next pitch, that one is popped in the air in a shallow center. That's going to fall in for a hit. Caesar has been a thorn in the side of the Angels here in this series. He's been up 4 times with 3 hits and 4 runs batted in. So a leadoff single for the Cubs starting off their 7th inning. Last half inning in the bottom of the 6th, that was brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. So fast and easy, you don't need to get out of your car. Go to SoCalOilChange.com to save money on your next oil change. Here's David Ross, and he was thinking bunt. Did he go after that one? Yes. Tried to hold up, but went around. It's no balls and a strike. Cubs have 4 runs, 8 hits. Angels 1 run, 4 hits. Toss over to first. Diving back to the bag goes Caesar. And the Angels batted last inning in the bottom of the 6th inning. That was tonight's fantasy inning sweepstakes inning. And we had another winner tonight in our fantasy inning sweepstakes inning. Yunel Escobar had a 1-out double. And the Angels also had a single in that inning from Craig Gentry. Tonight's contestant, Eric Vanderbilt from the 562 area code, a winner in our fantasy inning sweepstakes. And Eric wins a 2-night stay, 1 round of golf, dinner for 2 at the Fantasy Springs Resort Casino located in the Palm Springs area. If you'd like to be a contestant in the fantasy inning sweepstakes, you can sign up. Just text the words AM 830 Fantasy to 50352. We'll have another contest coming up on Thursday night against Texas. Next pitch lined into center, right at Trout. Ross is retired. And that'll be the first out here in the top of the 7th. One away with the runner at first base, and Dexter Fowler will be the next batter. Fowler's had a 1-for-3 night. Escobar, the Angels' third baseman, is the only fielder on the left side. The Angels have the shift on. 3 defenders on the right side. Escobar is on the grass on the left side of the infield, and here's the pitch on Fowler that's low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. We have seen the Angels do heavy infield shifting in the 2-game series here against the Cubs. Jose Alvarez now up in the Angels bullpen. There's a pitch outside on Fowler. 2-0 the count on the switch hitter batting from the left side. Outfield playing Fowler a little bit around the pole. Gentry's off the line quite a bit, the left fielder. There's a pitch that's low and inside, and now the count goes to 3-0 on Dexter Fowler. Fowler had some solid seasons with the Colorado Rockies. Also played for the Houston Astros. Was with the Cubs last year. Here's the next pitch, and he hits a ball well in the right field. It's out by the wall, and that one is gone. Fowler hit 17 home runs a year ago. That's his first this season. The Cubs' 3rd home run in this ballgame. That's a 2-run shot, and now their lead goes to 6-1. That's going to get Mike Scioscia out of the Angels dugout, and we will have a pitching change here with 1 out, 2 in the 7th inning. We have a break in the action at 6-1 Cubs. Pitching change coming up on the Angels Baseball Radio Network.
Angels fans, keep
clearing one of the 3 that he faced here in the 7th inning. Gave up 2 hits, including the homer to Fowler. 2 runs both earned, so he leaves, and Jose Alvarez, who appeared in 64 games a year ago for the Angels, had a 4-3 record and a 3.49 ERA. He will take over and face Jason Hayward. Right side shift on in the infield, and the first pitch, that one in there, called strike. Hayward is 0 for 3 with a run batted in. He's also scored a run. Here's the next pitch. That's outside. The Cubs have outscored the Angels 15-1 here in this series. Here's the next pitch, and that is right in there for a called strike. Here's the next delivery. That one is lifted foul down the right side and way back and out of play. So it's 1-2. Bryant waiting on deck. Alvarez ready. Here's the 2-strike pitch. That's low and outside. Hayward has been an all-star once in his career. That was in 2010. He's been a Gold Glover 3 times. Here's the next pitch, and he foul tips that one off of catcher Carlos Perez. So count holding, it's 2-2. Hayward signed an 8-year, $184 million deal. He was a free agent at the end of last season, wrapped up last year with St. Louis, and he cuts it that one and misses it, threw it by him. A fastball struck him out. That's the second out. 8th strikeout for Angels pitching. And now the batter is Bryant, who has had an 0 for 3 night, a couple flyouts and a ground out. First delivery, a cut and a miss. Good off-speed pitch there. Fooled was Bryant on that one from Alvarez. Jose will throw a fastball. He'll throw a sinker, slider, cut fastball, curve, and he has a good changeup. Here's the next pitch. That's a fastball low and in. Alvarez held opponents to a .228 batting average a year ago. He's ready. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. That was a fastball. So it's 1-2 when the Angels bat in the bottom of the 7th, trailing right now by 5-6-1. Crone, Calhoun, and Simmons will be the batters. The Cubs have action in their bullpen, so we'll see if Lester's night is over. And there's a swing and a miss, and down on that changeup is Bryant. Struck him out, and that'll end the inning. Alvarez comes in, strikes out a pair, but damage earlier in the inning, the 2-run homer by Fowler. And it's 6-1 Cubs.
Chevy Dealers.
Hey, Mike Golick here. This is Angels Baseball on Angels Radio AM 830.
C.J. Crone leads off the bottom of the 7th, and the first pitch from Lester, who's still in there. That went a little bit low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Lester at 82 pitches. This could turn out to be his final inning tonight, and the next pitch, that's right in there for a called strike. Want to announce tonight's finalists for the 714 Tickets 7th inning sweepstakes, and we'll do that after the next one on C.J. Crone. That's low and outside. Congratulations to Randy Erlinson from San Jacinto. Randy has just won a $50 voucher and is now a finalist for a chance to win $7,140 from 714 Tickets. Let you know how you can enter the contest as the pitch is cut on and missed. It's 2-2. If you'd like to be a contestant, visit am830.net. Keyword 714 Tickets. And again, congratulations to tonight's finalist, Randy Erlinson from San Jacinto. Here's the next pitch. It's fouled back to the screen, and it's 2-2. Let's pause for stations to identify themselves here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network.
You are listening to 2016 Angels Baseball on Angels Radio, AM 830 KLAA.
Orange County, Los Angeles, and Inland Empire.
Here's the 2-2. Popped foul down the right side. That's backing out of play. Should be getting tonight's attendance here at the Big A. Angels will take a day off tomorrow and then resume the homestand on Thursday. 4-game series against the division rival Texas Rangers. 2-2 pitch. Chopped on the left side. Deep in the hole at short is Russell. His throw will get Crone. And that's the first out. Cole Calhoun will bat. Fans, don't forget, host a business function or celebrate a special occasion in your own private suite right here at Angels Stadium. Suite rentals offer all-inclusive food and beverage packages. Visit angels.com/suites for more info. Cole Calhoun, the batter. He's had an 0 for 2 night. And there's a cut and a miss. So far in this series, the Angels have scored 1 run and have had only 7 hits in just over 16 innings against Cubs pitching. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Action in the Angels bullpen. And here's the next delivery. That's lifted in the air in the left field. Caesar got twisted around a little bit, but has time to recover and backpedals and makes the grab. Calhoun is retired for the third time tonight. Second time he's flied out to the left fielder. And here's Simmons, who's still looking for his first Angel hit. Ground out and fly out so far for Simmons. Lester is ready with 2 outs. He delivers. And that is low and inside, ball 1. Cubs lefty ready. Next delivery, chopped on the third base side. It's a fair ball. It's fielded by Bryant, and it'll be an easy play at first to end the inning. Angels have a quiet bottom of the 7th, the 8th. Angels down 6-1, and Jose Alvarez will continue. He faces the left-handed hitting Anthony Rizzo. And the first pitch, that is in there for a strike. The Angels have Joe Smith up in the bullpen, so we'll see if Alvarez is in just to face the left-handed hitting Rizzo. Angels have the lefty-lefty matchup here. And the pitch, a cut and a miss. 0-2 to count. Seattle ended up beating Texas tonight. 10-2 was the final in that ball game. Oakland is trailing the White Sox. They're in the 6th inning. It's 4-2 Chicago in that one. And the pitch. This is skied in the air into shallow center field. Going back on it is the shortstop Simmons, and he will make the catch with Trout not too far away from him. That ball was hit in very shallow center. That'll be the first out. Mike Socia is coming out of the Angel dugout, so it looks like we will have a pitching change here. And it figures Joe Smith will be coming in to take over in relief. We have a break in the action. There is 1 out in the 8th. It is 6-1 Cubs. Pitching change coming up on the Angels Baseball Radio Network.
Performance matters on the field and on the road. That's why you
go at a 5-5 record, 5 saves and a 3.58 earned run average. So Jose Alvarez ends up going 1 full inning. He got the first 2 outs against the first 2 batters he faced last inning, and retired the only batter he faced here in the 8th. Joe Smith taking over. He will face the switch-hitting Ben Zobrist, who will bat from the left side against the Angel right-hander. 6-1 Cubs. We're in the 8th. And here's the pitch. That's low and inside, 1-0. Zobrist, a 2-for-3 night. And he had 2 hits in the opener last night. Here's the next pitch. That's fouled off on the left side. That's going to get back and out of play. Don't forget to join us after the game for the Angels post-game show. Recap of the scoring, some of the play-by-play highlights. Fill you in on what's been happening around the majors on this Tuesday. Mark Langston will be alongside. We'll break down the action with Mark after the game as well. After the post-game show on our flagship station, AM 830, it'll be Tuesday Night Angel Talk. Here's a fly ball lifted down the left field side and across the line in foul territory. Making a nice catch on that one is Craig Gentry. He had to run hard, kind of stumbled as he went into foul ground. The dirt down that left side off the foul line, and that'll be the second out. That was not an easy play for Gentry, who went close to the side wall there to make that catch. Soler will be the next batter. Now the Angels have a 3-man left side infield shift on him. Throughout this series, the Angels have been employing shifts on virtually every Cub hitter. Not too often have we seen the Angels play straight up in the infield in this series. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a called strike. 1-1 to count. We saw the Angels in a Cactus League game earlier this spring in Arizona, and it was against Texas, and the Rangers will be in on Thursday night here to take on the Angels, but if I'm not mistaken, it was with Mitch Moreland batting in one of those Cactus League games this spring. The Angels went with a 4-man right side of the infield. The Angels did not have a single infielder playing on the left side. Here's the pitch. That's fouled off on the left side by Soler. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. When we get to the bottom of the 8th, and the Angels need runs down by 5. It'll be Perez, Giavotella, and Escobar, and we'll see if the Cubs dip into the bullpen. They have action there. Here's the pitch. This one is chopped by the mound. Tough play for Simmons. Fields throws, bounces the throw in there, and doing a good job to stop it and keep the foot on the bag is Crone. The inning is over on a 6-3 ground out. It was a good play by C.J. Crone. Will be the next pitcher. Carlos Perez will lead it off. Perez has one of the 4 Angel hits tonight. And here's the first pitch from Cahill. That's in there for a strike. The bottom of the 8th inning being brought to you by our friends at Rotolo Chevrolet in Fontana. Rotolo Chevrolet is pursuing excellence every day. Visit them at Rotolo.com. That's Rotolo.com. So 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Used to see Trevor Cahill in the AL West with the Oakland A's. There's a check swing by Perez, and it's ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, the Cubs down in their bullpen, boy, they have a lot of guys that were ex-starters now in the bullpen, and Trevor Cahill is one of them.
Here's one that's chopped foul over on the left side. Cahill was born in Oceanside, went to Vista High School, was with the Braves and the Cubs last year, and kind of found a home as a reliever after being a starter when he was with Oakland. And there's a pitch that's cut on and missed, and Perez is out on strikes, 1 away. Johnny Giavotella will be the batter. This guy has always had a very good sinker, ground ball pitcher, and a guy whose pitches have a lot of movement. Here's the pitch. And that one caught the inside corner on Giavotella, who's had a 1-for-2 night.
Yeah, and you pitch in Wrigley Field, keeping the ball down is always a plus. And having a good sinker, you will benefit. If you're a fly ball pitcher at Wrigley, could have some struggles.
Yep. There's a pitch that is missed. The count 0-2. Cahill's been an all-star a couple of times in his major league career. And the 0-2 delivery, that one is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Angels have closer Houston Street up in the bullpen, and Mike Scioscia might be looking to get him a inning in tonight. The Angels have the day off tomorrow. Here's the 1-2. Giavotella takes that one low and outside.
Yeah, no question. You want to get everybody get their feet wet as quickly as possible. And Houston Street, even though this is nowhere close to a safe situation at the moment.
There's a bouncer back to the mound. Jumping up, stopping it is Cahill, and then he underhands the toss over to Rizzo, and Giavotella is retired on the comebacker. 2 gone. And now the leadoff man, Yunel Escobar, will bat.
Fans, with every Angel win, be sure to go to angels.com/OGs and download your coupon for a 14-inch pizza for only $5. OGs is the exclusive pizza sold at Angel Stadium.
So here's Escobar. He's had a 1-for-3 night. He got his first hit as an Angel his last time up. That was in the bottom of the 6th. He doubled. It's a hustle double, and he scored the Angel run. Takes ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the next pitch. That's chopped on the left side. Takes a hop off the glove of Bryant, the third baseman, and then no chance for a throw to first base. So Escobar is on, We'll see how this one will be scored.
Boy, they're going to give an error, but this is a very tough hop for Chris Bryant. This is an in-between hopper, and he gets an error on this, but that could have gone either way you wanted to look at it. Just a tough hop, a short hop for Chris Bryant. And Trevor Cahill's night is going to be over. Joe Madden on his way to the mound.
So Cahill comes in, faces 3 pitchers, and he will be lifted. We have a break in the action. We get.
Hi, I'm Garrett Richards, and it's opening week on Angels Radio AM 830.
Travis Wood is the new pitcher, and we saw him last night. Angels are going to use a pinch hitter, and Giovanni Soto, the one-time Chicago Cub, will bat for Craig Gentry. Gentry was 1 for 3, driving in the lone Angel run tonight. Here's the first pitch from the lefty, and that one's in there for a called strike. Two outs in the inning. Cahill, who just left, got those outs. He did not allow any hits. Struck out 1. The base runner reached on an error, and here's a little pop in a shallow right center field. Going back on it is the second baseman Zobrist. He'll put it away, and that will end the inning. Not much happening for the Angels here in the bottom of the 8th. We're headed to the ninth.
This is Hector Santiago, and I'm ready for baseball right here on AM 830 KLAA.
Angels closer Houston Street gets ready for his first appearance this season. He replaces Joe Smith, who retired the 2 batters he faced in the 8th inning. And Street now will get ready to take over. The Angels have Ji-Man Choi now in left field, so he's making his major league debut. Houston Street, 40 saves last year for the Angels. He did it in 45 opportunities, a save percentage of 89% last year. Street 20th all-time in Major League history as far as saves, 315. So he's ready, and Addison Russell, the first batter up, pops the ball in the air on the left side. Let's see who's going to call for it, Simmons or Escobar. It'll be the third baseman, Yunel Escobar, in fair ground, just a few feet back on the outfield grass. 1 pitch, 1 quick out. Matt Caesar will be the next batter. Houston Street, pitcher number 5 tonight. Heaney worked 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 4 runs earned. Morin, a third of an inning, gave up 2 hits, including a homer and 2 runs. Alvarez, 1 inning, scoreless. Joe Smith, 2/3 of an inning, scoreless. And now Houston Street. Here's the pitch. That's hit well on the center field. Trout is going back, still going back, has a beat on it now, and he's right at the rim of the track, and he'll put it away. Boy, that one sounded good, but the marine layer might have factored in there. That is out number 2.
Yeah, Matt Caesar, boy, he is off to a good start for the Cubs. Just misses this little changeup from Houston Street. This ball covers the middle of the plate. And it seems like any mistake Angel pitching has made tonight, boy, the Cubs hitters have jumped all over it. And Matt Caesar pushes Mike Trout out to almost the deepest part of this ballpark.
So at the plate is Ross, the catcher. He's gone all the way for them tonight. And he's had a good night at the plate. Couple of hits, scored a run. First pitch is strike on him, and here comes the next delivery. That's a little bit low. It's David Ross, one of the oldest active players this season in Major League Baseball. He's 39 years old. Here's the pitch, and that's a little bit low.
Hey, you got to have Bartolo Colon and Alex Rodriguez have got to be
slightly older.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there aren't too many more. Here's the pitch. Let's chop down the left side right at Escobar. Should be an easy play. It will be, and the inning is over. So Street comes in. and throws about a half dozen pitches there.
Hey guys, I'm Hector Santiago, and it's opening week on Angels Radio AM 830.
Pedro Strop is the new pitcher, and he will work against the Angels here in the bottom of the ninth. He replaces Travis Wood. Wood got the only batter out that he faced, and Strop becomes pitcher number 4 of the night for Chicago. First batter up will be Mike Trout. Trout is 0 for 3 tonight. Fly out, pop out, ground out. Strop is ready, and his first pitch at fastball 96. Misses ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. This guy has always had a good arm, Pedro Strop. And he doesn't waste much time out on the mound either.
And he is the setup guy for the Cubs. And again, this is one of those games trying to get some work. The Cubs do have tomorrow off also.
There's a pitch that is in there on Trout, and the count jumps to 1-2.
And Pedro Strop was part of that deal that brought Jake Arrieta to the Cubs. So 2 pretty big pieces here for the Cubs.
And there's a swing and a miss off speed pitch, gets Trout, and that is out number 1, struck him out. Strop has a good fastball, good slider, and he has a good splitter.
And he's normally just a fastball slider pitcher. He does have that split, and this is a good slider to Mike Trout. And really no hesitation. He is quick pitching. He quick pitched Mike Trout in that at bat. Barely comes set, and off he goes. And like that Mike Trout, the timing was off in that last at bat.
There's Albert at the plate, 1 out, bottom of the ninth, and the first pitch of ball to count 1-0.
Another power arm. He can run it up there 97, 98 on that fastball.
Here's the next delivery, and that one is outside. You talked about that deal between the Cubs and the Orioles back in 2013. That was a July deal between the two teams, and boy, oh boy, would the Orioles ever like to have a do-over on that. They sent, as Mark mentioned, Arrieta and Strop over to the Cubs. For 2 guys that aren't even with Baltimore anymore, Scott Feldman and Steve Clevenger. That was a heist right there. That was highway robbery.
And it's one of those deals we talked about in last night's game. Jake Arrieta, all the talent in the world, but never could put things together with the Orioles, comes over to the Cubs, and game, set, match. Pedro Strop has always had a good arm.
There's a one-hopper hit right to the shortstop, Russell. Albert's an easy out, and the Angels are down to their final out in tonight's ball game. 2 up, 2 away.
Well, you knew going into this quick 2-game series with the Cubs to start the season that these guys are a incredibly talented, very balanced team. Jake Arrieta, the reigning Cy Young champ yesterday. John Lester, who's a frontline pitcher, has been a #1 guy and with the Red Sox. You knew these 2 guys are going to be very hard to beat.
There's Cron missing that one, and now the Angels are down to their final strike. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch, this is bounced by the mound. It's out near second, fielded by Russell. His throw is in time, and the ball game is over. It ends on a 6-3 ground out, and the Cubs beat the Angels tonight here at the Big A by the final of 6-1. That's all we have for you at the moment. We do invite you to stay tuned next. The Angels postgame show will follow right here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network, driven by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Angels fans.